Second Esdras chapter 2 verse 13. Go and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you that they may be short. The kingdom of heaven is already prepared for you. Watch. All praise to our power. Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah. Bahasham Rakakbadash. Double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. We are entering into paradise, brothers. We are entering into paradise by way of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai, he's the door, brothers. And he has paradise prepared for us. Glory, eternal glory, infinite honor and glory beyond our imagination, beyond our comprehension. It tells us in the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 64, verse 4, for since the beginning of the world, men have not heard, nor perceived by the ear, neither have the eye seen, O power beside thee, what he hath prepared for them that love him, that waited for him. Okay? And as you beloved of the Lord, the house of David, you hopeful elect out there, man. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. The kingdom of heaven is beyond anything we could ever imagine, man. And also when you meditate on what Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is going to do with us, this is something that has never happened before. He's going to make us superhuman, extraterrestrials, an image of his own eternity.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS, whom rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing and salutation to the whole flick out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopefully the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Alright, and what I want to get into today is a lesson entitled Eunuchs, alright, for the Kingdom. And I want to expound on it, because as we're going through the book of Daniel, it refers to Daniel, alright, and those three Hebrew boys, Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah, okay, as eunuchs. Okay, so I just want to get an understanding, I just want to go through and get an understanding of what a eunuch is. All right, what you have different types, of eunuchs, and go how it plays into us, in the spirit, being eunuchs. All right, for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Okay, so I wanted to go into these things. I guess it can be considered like a spin-off, to the Book of Daniel series, that the Spirit has me on for these next few weeks, Lord will. But I want to get it here because Isaiah, all right, and Hezekiah have a dialogue in Isaiah the 39th chapter. Okay, and Isaiah is pretty much, giving him a message from the Lord about what's to befall, all right, his descendants. Okay, Hezekiah is pretty much showing, these ambassadors of Babylon, the treasures, of the kingdom. Hezekiah is showing them, his treasures, his estates, and, different things. So when he's done showing, these Babylonians, the treasures, and, pretty much giving them a tour, of the estates and, the things that he had, Okay, pretty much like a MTV Cribs, all right, type deal. All right, but he's approached by Isaiah. Okay, and Isaiah, is gonna tell him a prophecy. All right, thus said the Lord. Now, when you read Isaiah 39, okay, and I started at verse 5. No, I started at 4. It says, Isaiah 39:4. Then said he, well, I started at 1. All right. It says, this is Isaiah 39:1. It says, at that time, all right, Moradok, Baladan, the sons of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters, all right, in presence to Hezekiah. Now, this is before, okay, Jerusalem is sieged, by the Babylonians. This is sometime before that. Okay, it says, for he had heard, all right, he had heard that he had been sick, all right, and was recovered. And Hezekiah was glad of them and showed them the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold and the spices and the precious ointment and all the house of his armor and all that was found in his treasure. There was nothing in the house nor in all his dominion that Hezekiah showed them not. Then came Isaiah the prophet unto King Hezekiah and said unto him, what said these men, and from whence came they unto thee? And Hezekiah said, they are come from a far country unto me, even from Babylon. Then said he, what have they seen in this house? And Hezekiah answered, all that is mine, all right, all that is in my house have they seen. There is nothing among of the Lord of hosts. Behold, the days come that all that is in thine house and that which thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day shall be carried to Babylon. Nothing shall be left, said the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And of thy sons that shall issue from thee, which thou shalt begot, shall they take away, and they shall be eunuchs in the palace of the king of Babylon. Okay, and see, this will be fulfilled, during the time of Daniel, during the time of Ezekiel. Okay, when under Nebuchadnezzar, all right, Babylon, will lay siege, okay, to Jerusalem, all right, and take captives. Okay, so during the time of Daniel, these things were fulfilled. All right, that was told to Hezekiah, of his descendants and of his belongings. Okay, and it said, then said Hezekiah to Isaiah, good is the word of the Lord which thou hast spoken. He said, moreover, for there shall be peace and truth in my days, because it was peace, during the time of Hezekiah. Okay, but leading up, his sons, would take the throne. Okay, they will be, besieged, all right, by the Babylonians and taken down. Okay, and spoiled. All right, so let's get this word eunuch in the Hebrew and give some definitions. So you get this word here, eunuch, in the all right, it says official, a eunuch. Okay, and you go into it, which is the Hebrew word is sarayas. All right, sarayas. Okay, now it says official, a eunuch. Now it says that from an official root, meaning to castrate. Okay, because you have some eunuchs, all right, who would be actually castrated, and those eunuchs that will be castrated will be the eunuchs that will be, over like the king's harem of women, like you seen on Night with the King. Those men, that was attentive to the king's women. Okay, now those men, a lot of those men will be actually castrated eunuchs. Okay, but that wasn't the case for Daniel, all right, and those three Hebrew boys, all right, Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah. Okay, or just that wasn't the case of the eunuchs. Okay, that wasn't the case for a lot of eunuchs, but some of them were, and mainly the ones that had guard over the harem, or was it says thus a minister of state. Okay, someone that will have high status and a lot of responsibility. Okay, and it says a chamberlain. Okay, it says an officer who manages the household of a monarch or noble. Okay, and to manage the household, all right, of the kings of Babylon, all right, of the monarchy of Babylon. Okay, him, all right, him and Mishael, all right, Hananiah and Azariah. Okay, which we'll probably jump to it, Lord will. I can go into chapter 2 tomorrow, but we'll just go into that point when they was promoted. Okay, let's go from there. So when you go to a eunuch, which Yahweh Shai, all right, as you spoke about men of status, let's just get some examples. So let's go here, okay, to the book of Judith, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, and in the fourth day Holofernes made a feast to his own servants only, and called one of the officers to the banquet. Then said he to Bagas, the eunuch, who had charge over all that he had. So a eunuch would be a man, all right, that will have a lot of responsibility, all right, to the crown. Okay, there will be a officer, that had a lot of responsibility and authority under the crown. Okay, and it says, go now and persuade the Hebrew women, speaking of Judith, all right, and her woman in waiting, all right, persuade this Hebrew woman, all right, which is with thee, that she come unto us and eat and drink with us. Okay, and he was trying to wine and dine Judith. Okay, we know how that story ended. All right, Judith, called a body, all right, in righteousness, man. Okay, or just giving an example. So let's go here to Acts. Okay, let's go here to Acts. Come on now. You get the book of Acts chapter 8 verse 27. Acts chapter 8 verse 27. And it says, and as he arose, speaking of Philip, okay, the apostle Philip, and it says, and as he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopian and eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge over all her treasure. So that means that he knows that he's an Israelite. He knows he's a Jew. All right. And he's coming to Jerusalem as, the men, all right, were commissioned to come to Jerusalem 3 times a year. All right. To keep, all right, certain high holy days. Okay. So he was under the law. Okay. And when you go to the law, just to show, I think that's in Deuteronomy. Okay, was it Deuteronomy? All right. Well, you're not supposed to. Okay, tamper with you. You see, you're not supposed to tamper. I believe I should have looked it up before Salakia. But he was a man, all right, of great authority. Yep, this is it. Okay, but he was a man, all right, of great authority, and he had a lot of responsibility. All right, and when you in that particular office, you would pretty much, sustain from having the family, okay, having lands, and having to deal, with different affairs, your personal affairs, because you had so much, responsibility, to this certain monarch. Okay, I think that's it. Which will, matter of fact, before I get that, all right, because that's gonna segue into this other point. So let's get this dealing with Yahweh Shah, then we'll come back to that, and it'll kind of tie all together. So you go here dealing with because Yahweh Shah, he made mention, okay, of the eunuchs, and he pretty much went into, every kind of eunuch. Let's get this in Matthew 19 and 12. Okay, I thought it was 9 and 12. All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 12. And remember, when you go up in the chapter, they're speaking on marriage. Okay, how man, and a woman become one flesh. So he's going into this whole thing of marriage and divorce, and these different things. So Yahweh Shai, he gets to this point, and it says, Matthew 19 and 12, it says, "For there are some eunuchs which were so born from their mother's womb." All right, which means they was born, certain men are born with certain defects of their jewels. Okay, and it says, "And there are some eunuchs which are made, all right, which were made eunuchs of men." Okay, which they become castrated. And the men that are castrated, say to be those men, all right, who will mostly have the charge, over the king's harem, over the king's women and concubines. He would, be, personal security or bodyguard, all right, for the king's harem. Well, a lot of those men would be castrated. Okay, eunuchs made of men. And it says, "And there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it." Yeah, so you have certain, matter of fact, you have certain, all right, men, okay, that would, denounce, having a family, okay, sustain from having a family, okay, so they can be more attentive to the ministry. Certain men, would do that, not deal with women, okay, and be attentive to the ministry. It wasn't a requirement, all right. It wasn't it's something that was mandated. Okay, that's where you get these, these different monks and, certain people, but those things aren't mandated. Okay, but you did have men that would do that. All right. And in this time, certain brothers, they, pretty much don't deal with women like that. Okay. But at the end of the day, all right, in the spirit, we're going to get how, we all, are eunuchs when it comes to spiritual. Okay. Now, I want to play this because I was watching the House of Dragons. Now, this is from the first season. All right, I think this is the last episode. So what you have this night, he's coming to vow, himself, to Queen Rhaenyra. Okay, and this is an example of someone making themselves a eunuch. All right, not being castrated. Okay, but making themselves a eunuch is abstaining, from particular, personal, okay, endeavors, which is, wife, having land, father and children. Okay, so let's play this real quick. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
I swear toward the Queen Restore my strength and give my blood for hers. I shall take no wife, hold no lands, father no children. I shall guard her secrets, obey her commands, ride at her side and defend her name and honor.
So yeah, he pretty much made a vow, said he would, he would take no wife, okay? He will own no lands, okay? And he will father no children, and his duty, he just sworn to protect, okay? And be the personal protector of the queen, all right? And that's a form of men making themselves eunuch for a particular purpose, okay? Just to give that example, I hope y'all was able to hear it, but that was what he was saying as he was vowing himself to the queen. Okay, now going back here, all right, you have certain men that was born that way. Okay, that was born a particular way with a defect. That's why when you go into the law, okay. All right, this is Deuteronomy 23:1. It says, he that is wounded, okay, in the stones, or have his private member cut off, okay, shall not congregate in the congregation of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai. All right, and we know Daniel was a devout man of Yahweh B'Shem Shai. Okay, so he didn't have, his members, okay, cut off. All right, he pretty much, just had the office. He had a great office under, within the monarch of Babylon. He had great responsibility, so that was his life commitment, to his office, okay, within Babylon. Okay, so then the NLT is saying, this is Deuteronomy 23:1. It says, if a man's testicles are crushed or his penis is cut off, he may not be admitted, all right, to the assembly of the Lord. Okay, so that ain't, nothing that we, that wasn't a practice that we did. Heathens, they would do that, all right, but that wasn't a practice amongst us. Okay, I say if a man was born, with a defect, okay, then he couldn't hold particular offices, okay, within the congregation. You see, because he had that defect, So this is why, going back to Matthew 19:12. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 19. All right, in verse 12, and it says, "For there are some eunuchs which were so born, okay, of their mother's womb, okay, and some." It says, "And there are some eunuchs which were made eunuchs of men." All right, so you had some that was born with a defect, some that be castrated. It says, and it says, and there be eunuchs which have made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He that is able to receive it, let him receive it. And we're going to go, to a spiritual level, but real quick, just to show you that Daniel, had a very high office. All right, him and Mishael, Hananiah, and Azariah, because when he came up, he brought his people with him. All right, as Jake will say today. Now this is Daniel 2:48, and this is after Daniel interpreted the dream. I say, Lord will, we'll go through this chapter tomorrow. This is Daniel 2:48. It said, then the king made Daniel a gun and the chief of all the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. Okay? So Daniel had a great office. Okay? So he didn't have, a family of his own. Okay? He didn't have, his pretty much outside of Yahweh Bashim, and then he was committed unto, all right, the monarch of Babylon. But one thing about it, he was a eunuch, okay, by title, but he was a spiritual eunuch as well, because he didn't serve, okay, any other gods. Okay, he was a virgin to other doctrines, man. Okay, just as we, all right, have become, spiritual eunuchs, okay, in this Babylon, man. All right, well, we're not, all right, meddling with other doctrines. We're not being, okay, defiled by other doctrines, man. This is Daniel 2:49. Said, then Daniel requested of the king, all right, and he set Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which is Azariah, all right, Mishael, and Hananiah. Okay, it says over the affairs of the province of Babylon, but Daniel sat in the gate, okay, of the king, and that lets you know that the gate represents the rulership. Okay, when you talk about the scripture, speak about the gates, all right, going to the gates of the noble, where they're speaking of the rulership. All right, this the main target audience of these prophecies is to the rulership of Esau, Edom, the elites. All right, and they're getting the message. All right, this is why they're scrambling. Okay, so let's go from there to show, all right, that in the spirit, okay, we become, eunuchs in the spirit. All right, because America is likened into what? Okay, let's go here. What is America likened unto? And it says, and the woman, all right, was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones, and having pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of the abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. Okay, so in this woman, which is likened unto what? A harlot. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth. All right, so as America is likened into a woman, this is the woman, the strange woman that we're staying away from in the spirit. Okay, by not being defiled by the doctrines, okay, of this woman. Okay, so we become, spiritual eunuchs for the kingdom. Okay, let's see. I think that's in. I think it's a few of them in. Okay, because we don't see any value in this place anymore. And that's another thing when, even as we mature as men, the way that we used to value, all right, the way we used to value women, and idolize sex, different, man. And now I want to bring this out too, okay, because Apostle Paul, he had to address that in the church of Corinthians, because you wake up to the truth, and you can be immature and make particular vows, or you have a woman and you can make certain vows. But so the Apostle Paul had to address these things, because you gotta understand that the church of Corinth, all right, Corinth was, all right, they called Corinth Sin City. You know, when you go into the culture of Corinth, all right, they were wide open. You know, so you had, you know, the Jakes that was repenting, okay, understanding who they were and understanding the promises and starting to go into, you know, the law and customs, okay. You know, they were like, a lot of them like, damn, you know, they seen, you know, how sexually immoral, you know, their culture was, you know, under the Greeks, and they would just say, well, I'm not having sex no more. You know, they would try to, you know, some of these men be married, you know. So the Apostle Paul, all right, had to address, you know, these questions, you know, that the church was having, okay, and he brought balance to the situation, all right. Oh yeah, the water for them precepts too, brother. Yep. So we're gonna get back to that. You know, I just wanted to bring this out. This is 1 Corinthians 7:1. It says, now regarding the questions you asked in your letter, yes, it is good to abstain from sexual relationships. Okay? So the Apostle Paul, he's giving the advice, okay, you know, for men, and this was for men that didn't have women. You know, it was like, look, if you don't have a woman, all right, you know, it is good not to get caught up in it, you know, because you can concentrate on the Lord, balance, you know, the different scenario, because everyone's in a different scenario. It says, because there is so much sexual immorality, each man should have, all right, his own woman, all right, his own wife, and each woman should have her own husband, okay, because remember, this is Greek culture. You know, they was having orgies and wife swapping and, you know, temple harlots and, okay. It's just so the Apostle Paul, he's bringing order to the situation. Okay, he's not giving them, the husband should fulfill his wife's sexual needs, and the wife should fulfill her husband's sexual needs. That's where you get that term due benevolence, because I'm reading the NLT. Okay, so he's letting them know, like, look, if y'all married, you know, y'all can't be withholding, you know, sex from each other, trying to be over righteous. Okay, and it's his authority over his body to his wife, you know, because it even talks about the law, you know, when a man would even take on his first wife, you know, which is, you know, to provide, to protect, and also, you know, the act of sex, you know, that's part of duties. You see, and it says, verse 5, it says, do not deprive each other of sexual relations unless you both agree to refrain from sexual intimacy for a limited time, so you can give yourselves more completely to prayer afterward, because of your lack of spiritual advice. To, like, look, you know, it's understandable that you will want to refrain from sex and, you know, tap into the spirit, okay, but there should be an agreement, you know, between, you know, the man and woman, and, you know, it should be for a period of time. You know, it shouldn't, you know, in each relationship is different, each marriage is different. You know, it's certain, you know, you got all type of variables to go into that. All right, so this is just general advice. Okay, you know, this is not, you know, a thing that applies to every marriage. Okay, but this is just general advice. Look, if you know, refrain from that, you know, to get into prayer, fasting, okay, but you can't be elongated, because, all right, we still in this flesh, man. This flesh have needs, and you don't want to put, you know, your spouse in a situation to where, you know, they, all right, you know, you pretty much put your woman in a situation to where she's contemplating adultery, okay, because you're not dealing, you know. So when you read on, it says, afterward you should come together again, so that Satan won't be able to tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Verse 6, I said, I say this as a concession, not as a command, but I wish everyone was single from the Most High, all right, of one kind or another. Yeah, so each Each circumstance we in is a gift. You know, that's why, you know, men that are married, you know, and that, you know, they have women, you know, you can't look at, you know, a brother's situation as single, you know, and be covetous of his situation, you know, or vice versa. A brother, you know, look at a man, you know, that has a woman, you know, has a family, whatever, you know, whatever a brother's situation is, you know, covet, you know, to be in their brother's position, because each brother has their gift. Okay, each brother, you gotta look at it as a gift, man. Whether you have a woman, a family, all right, or you don't, you gotta look at it as a gift for the Lord, you know, and pray for the Spirit to, you know, be in your lot. You know, if that's your lot not to have a woman, if it's your lot to have, you know, a woman or family, okay, you know, we gotta pray, you know, that we be in the Spirit, okay, that the Lord gives us a spirit to fulfill that lot, whatever it is, man, and look at it as a gift, okay, because, you know, each, you know, everything has its pros and cons, okay, but all at the end of the day, it should be, you know, we should make our situation, okay, we should be fashioning whatever our situation is in a way that benefits serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, because Apostle Paul, you know, he said he wished everyone could be like him, you know, because he, you know, he just had that freedom to fully, you know, serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua with no hindrance, you know, but that's not everyone's lot. That's not the gift, okay, in the faith, you know. So that wasn't everyone's lot. So that's why he said everyone has, you know, their own proper gift, okay, in the Lord. You see? So you keep reading, because that's the true monarchy in the spirit, you know, that we're faithful to, because we've been given offices, okay, in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, just as Daniel, you know, certain, you know, the Ethiopian eunuch, okay, the eunuch of Halifanis, they was given, you know, particular rank, okay, and duties under particular monarchs. But guess what? We have been given, you know, duties, okay, and authority under the monarch of Yahushua, okay. So, you know, let's touch on that, and then we'll go back to how, you know, we're refraining from being defiled, all right, by America, man, by mystery Babylon the Great, and everything full circle. You know, as Daniel was in actual Babylon, or the Neo-Babylonian Empire, we in the daughter of Babylon, okay, and we have to follow the example, okay, laid by Daniel, which is a faithfulness to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, even under the threat of death. Okay, so let's go here to what does it say? First Peter, I believe 1 Peter 5. First Peter 5 and feed the flock of the Most High which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, okay, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Yeah, because even you go into, all right, these carnal monarchs of the earth, you know, they will only put people in certain position that was, you know, that was trustworthy, you know, like the Ethiopian eunuch of the queen. Okay, so you will only put someone that was trustworthy in particular positions of oversight. So the Lord has entrusted us to do right, to rightfully distribute it. Okay, and not be taking our little cuts on the side, have our own little thing going. Nah, man. Okay, you see, being over the people assigned to your care, all right, which is your authority, okay? We shouldn't use the authority that we have in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Al Shai. We shouldn't be using our offices to lord over the congregation, okay? We've been given the oversight to serve, all right, the church, okay, in the stead of Yahweh Shai. It says, but lead them by your own good example, man. All right, and constantly being the embodiment of what we teach. You know, you see, these are the offices, all right, that we have, and then because we're gonna get eyes on the back end. It says, and when the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. Okay, and that chief shepherd is Yahweh Shai. Okay, and that crown of glory, all right, is gonna be immortality. Okay, rulership in the earth with Yahweh Shai being a joint heir. Okay, and whatever other perks that come with it. All right, but we made ourselves spiritual eunuchs. Okay, let me get this with the, going into America being that whore. All right, which the brother, GMS, pray always, hope for elect. All right, the brother Corner Waff. All right, he put those precepts up. Proverbs 23 and 26. Is it 23? Yep. All right, Proverbs 23 and 26. And it says, my son, give thine heart and let thy eyes observe thy ways. Okay? And it says, for a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. Okay? Let's read this in NLT. It says, a prostitute is a dangerous trap. A promiscuous woman is as dangerous as falling into a narrow well. Okay? And America, all right, is their prostitute. Okay? America is likened unto their prostitute, man. All right, and the ways and the doctrines of America defile you. Okay, but we're keeping our minds pure, our spirits pure, by not indulging in the doctrines of this whore. Okay, by not committing spiritual fornication with the whore. Okay, which ruin men. Okay, which ruin people. All right, and this is why the first fruits. Okay, there's a brother. It's the brother Yaquab. Oh my bad. I think the brother Yaquab posted Wisdom of Solomon 3. Wisdom of Solomon 3. Come on, phone. Let's see what it pop up on. Let me post the comment. Alright, this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 14. And it says, and blessed is the eunuch, which with his hand have not wrought iniquity, nor imagined gift of faith, and an inheritance in the temple of the Lord more acceptable to his mind. Okay? So we're remaining those spiritual eunuchs, that's about the affairs, of, our king. Okay? We're tapped into the affairs of our king. You see? And ultimately it's going to lead to a great inheritance, man. A portion, okay, with the king. So right now we're likened, to spiritual eunuchs. Alright, so let's go here. We get ready to close it out, man. I think the point been made. But when you go here to Revelation 14, you get straight to the point. Revelation 14 and 4. It says, these are they, speaking of the 144,000. Okay. Matter of fact, I started at 3. It says, Revelation 14:3 says, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the 4 beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 140,000 which were redeemed, all right, from the earth. Okay, so the 144,000, that those are the men, okay, that would have this new song, okay, which is this doctrine, man, this truth. Okay, and in this time, everything is full circle to where our pure minds have been stirred up. Okay, and we fully understand, the prophecies of old. Okay, that was written back then. So now we're able to sing this new song. Okay, with all the lyrics, man. Okay, which is the complete understanding of what was given us, man. Okay, it says, they are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins, those spiritual eunuchs. They are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits of the Most High, and to the Lamb. Okay, which these are those spiritual eunuchs whom the Lord has set up. Okay, being a watchman, warning, prophesying, teaching, exhorting, okay, correcting, rebuking, all in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. So that's the point. I think, the point been made. All right, Lord will, you brothers. All right, and spin off to what we was going into in the book of Daniel, because it referred to Daniel, being a eunuch. So I just wanted to go into that understanding, So